Oh, hi, Gary. Welcome to the Blood, Guts, and Papercuts podcast. This is the podcast where Sean O'Connor and Shannon Bushman sit down with some of horror's most creative people. We ask them to come on and to talk about their latest project, whether it be a book, a movie, a screenplay, their leadest role, and we get into it and we let them talk about the experience, what it means to them, how it came to be, and how everybody could get their little peepers on it. What we've also asked them to do is suggest the perfect watch along, because you know we love movies here at Blood, Guts, and Papercuts. So they suggest a watch along that goes along perfectly with it. We unpack that and we get into it. It could be good, it could be bad. We're going to find out in real time, just like you. So sit back, enjoy yourselves. This is the Blood, Guts, and Papercuts podcast. What's going on? Not sinners. We don't do that anymore. What's going on, Gary? Yeah. It's good to see you again.
Fucking Gary.
Fucking Gary. All right, Gary. All right, I guess we're happy you're here, but whatever. Just shut up and don't say anything. All right, Gary. So this is Shortcuts. This is the episode we do where we take all the horror happenings for the week and we post it on Fridays now so that you can press play and find out all the awesome horror things that are waiting for you for the weekend. This weekend, maybe go see Wicked 2 or 3 times. Not a lot. There's
not a lot going on at all.
But my incredible partner saves the day because there are a plethora, shout out to Three Amigos, a plethora of horror anniversaries and birthdays. So let's get to it, Shannon, with the birthdays. Ooh.
Oh, right. Well, I would not say it was a plethora. I said I didn't have, I have some. But actually, this is the first time I feel like I've been consistently at 4. So... Yeah, so this is the first week I've had. I only have 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I technically have maybe 2.5. I just really couldn't find exactly when the third one came out, so I'll do an honorary mention. So I'll technically have 3.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so first one. Celebrating 25 years, came out in 1999. I actually really enjoyed this one.
A lot of 99s these days. Are you noticing that?
Yeah. A lot of shit happened in 99.
It sure did.
Worth talking about, including this film, which is Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So look, I hope, is this my favorite of all of the, oh my God, I'm now having a stroke on air. Oh my God, I can't, the director, Tim Burton.
Yeah.
My You want to know the
word? I'm like, it was either Johnny Depp or Tim Burton. Which one?
I was seriously having a moment because I kept wanting to say Todd Keisling. And it's not. Todd, you are the
Maybe
best.
Maybe in an alternate universe.
Well, I'm like, Todd is so talented. Could he direct Sleepy Hollow and write it? You bet your ass he could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get on it, Todd.
Yeah.
Where's your version?
I hope Todd's listening. He's like, I don't want to be Gary. Why are they making me Gary?
Oh, we love you, Todd.
Oh, we love you. And here's a horror heart for Todd Keisling right there. Yeah. Holy cow. And by the way, Sundowner's Dance coming out very, very soon. And here, I'll let all the cats out of the bag. Meow, meow, meow. We're going to have a bonkers episode where we have Robert Atone and Todd Keisling on together. You and I aren't going to be able to get a word in edgewise.
No, not at all. But that's okay. I'm just going to...
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just going to become one of our listeners at that point.
I mean, I just cannot wait for this. So anyway, a movie TBD, but Robert and Todd are completely down for it. So something to look forward to in early 2025. But I'm so sorry. Okay, so back to Sleepy Hollow. Holy crackers. Oh, shoot, Shannon. I'm having internal conflict because I think this is my favorite Tim Burton. And that's saying something because there's so many good ones.
There's definitely a lot of good ones. I remember really enjoying this one. This one was fun. It has all of his elements in it. It's dark but colorful, has the music. Johnny Depp plays a pretty good character because he's both funny, like when he first sees the Headless Horseman and he's just like, there was a man with no head, and we're like, yes, that's what we've been trying to tell you this whole time.
That's why we've been calling him the Headless Horseman. Here's why I love this movie.
But he was really creepy. Christopher Walken.
That was, hey, look, okay, so 99.
The end scene is Christopher Walken. I believe the rest of it was, probably
practical. It was the.
Well, no, it was some dude. It was that guy.
Yeah, it was a stuntman. Yeah,
that guy.
I'm saying, there's a lot of great practical in it with all of the horrific deaths. What I love most about this movie is that it has such a Hammer House of Horror vibe to it that it could easily be from 1966. And if Peter Cushing came around a corner and it turned out that Christopher Lee was the Headless Horseman at the end, you'd be like, yeah, this all makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, I could see that for sure. Yeah.
Great cold open, too, with Martin Landau.
Oh, yeah.
Just getting thoroughly rogered by the Headless Horseman. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. All right. You know what? You just added to my watch list this week.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Nice. Yeah, and it's streaming on Paramount right now, so you can just go click right on it. Oh, unless you're like me and own the DVD. But what are DVDs? I'm not going to answer that, listeners. All right, so the next one is. So the next one, this one's celebrating 10 years, so it's kind of a newbie birthday. This came out 2014. This is the Babadook.
Oh, snap. Okay. I mean, holy cow. How about this movie was well received because I turned it to Scooby-Doo. This movie was well received. But I think that it has grown such an incredible cult following that now it's kind of tipped over. It's no longer cult. It's kind of mainstream. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows who the Babadook is. And this was a really good movie. This movie does not say a lot for children or parenting, but it's a really good movie.
But it's a good story.
It is.
Well, it's supposed to be like a dark fairy tale, right? It's, which is, that's what they did base around, children. Even Hansel and Gretel, the witch fucking ate the children. Like, just our version. Actually, there's actually many different versions of Hansel and Gretel, but I digress. Obviously, the first one I heard about was them, winning in the end.
All of the Grimm's fairy tales that are the original all end with, and then they died.
Did he have something against children?
Well, it's just like he was just cranking these out as like common sense, fables of like, don't be a stupid fucking person, Gary. Yeah, we're looking at you. Don't do that.
Don't wander into the woods. You have no reason to follow those crumbs.
Yeah, it's just like just common sense stuff, and they had to make it that the people always died at the end, as if like this could happen to you. And probably
gotcha.
did.
So it's like a life lesson utilizing. Yeah. Okay, all right. That's
and then
fair.
Then down the road they're like, these endings are really dark.
Yeah. I can remake this, but I think I'm going to make it a little happier.
Yeah. It's just like Greek mythology. Every fucking myth is just like, then they got their hand cut off, and then they had to eat it, then they slept with their mom, and then they died.
God. It's like,
hey, look, I don't make
some gnarly stuff. No, I know. Actually, I know some of the stories, and it's just like, what, really? Who thought of this shit?
Can I tell you a quick story? Yeah, I promise I'll land it in under 3 minutes like I did last week.
We have plenty of time.
When I was in college, I took a Greek mythology course. It's one of the best classes I ever took. I walked into the classroom, and it was a blackboard that went from one end of the room to the other. And this professor had written out the entire genealogy of the gods and the demigods. It was, I mean, there were no cell phones back then because I'm old as fuck, but it was so impressive and so insane. And like every 5 inches, there was a little placard that said, "Do not erase." Because
oh my God. I wonder how long that took him.
It was almost like conspiracy theory red yarn, you know, like the Charlie Day meme. It was so all encompassing, and he just taught from the blackboard all semester long. He would just be, you know, he didn't have to write anything. He was just like, all right, here we go. Now this one slept with this one, and this one got jealous, so royally fucked this one over. But then this one's brother was like, oh, I'll show you, and then ate that one's mom. And you were just like,
and you're like, this is an awesome class.
The myths are the best.
It's like you took like a horror movie class in a way.
Completely. So anyway, end of my story. Cool. It was so great.
I'm jealous. Oh, okay.
What's next?
So I actually looked it up like as we were talking, and I think I found it.
Okay.
So I can legitimately say this came out in 1989. So I did quick math. That's 35 years, right? Oh, whatever. It is now. This is the Toxic Avenger 3. So like I don't know, it wasn't coming up for me at first. Like I just kept getting like the original and then the recent remake. Is it a remake?
It
with
is,
Peter Dinklage. I don't know what that one is. I haven't seen it.
It's caught in one of those studio quagmires. It looks like it might not even get released, which is breaking my heart because I saw
like it's just like stuck like in a what do you call it? Not heaven, not hell.
Limbo.
Purgatory. Same thing, yeah, right now, like limbo, right? Like, yeah, same thing.
On my chart of Greek mythology, you can see limbo here. We go. They gotta release that damn thing. I saw like a clip of it, and it just looked fantastic.
Yeah, just do it. Like, I just like to know at this point, like
exactly.
Just let us know. Who cares? Like, what's going on?
All right, so full disclosure, by the time we get to Toxic Avenger 3, maybe I'm not in anymore.
Yeah. I don't remember this one too much. I remember like
shocker.
I know, right? So these movies, they're all kind of a blur. You know, me and my friends watched them like back in high school, maybe smoking something or other before and or after. I don't know. I'm not going to confirm or deny. But yeah, I do remember these always giving us a laugh, always having a ton of fun with it. Then that's kind of, every time I think of Toxic Avenger, that's kind of what brings me back to that, is just having fun times, silly moments with my friends, usually like after high school, and just, you know, throwing it on and just having a good laugh.
The Troma films were like party staples. Like you'd throw one on, you know, Sergeant Kabuki Man, you know, Toxic Avenger, and they were just fun and silly and stupid, and you really didn't have to pay attention to the plot. Matt Orozco and I were having a little conversation because the new Street Trash came out.
Okay.
So Ryan Kruger directed the new Street Trash. I reviewed it for Macabre Daily. It's fun. It lives up to the Street Trash. You know, the bar set by the original, which is it's gross, it's juvenile, it's silly, it's gory, it's fun, and that's all you're looking for in a movie called Street Trash.
Pretty much. Like there's some movies out there, like, I'm sorry, but I remember like Eric Hansen actually said this on maybe a couple of times on throughout.
Who's that now? I'm unfamiliar. I'm unfamiliar with that. Eric Hansen?
I'm sorry. Mr. Eric Handsome Face Hansen from Cradle to the Grave. My apologies. I did not disclose his full name.
No, Eric doesn't get mentioned on this podcast until I get my fucking Gravedigger pin. All right, Hanson, I am calling you out. I'm taking my 5-star review off of Spotify. I will not do that. You know what? Eric earned every star of that. Even though we have a horror movie podcast, I will go down saying that his is the best.
Yeah.
Which is hurtful at the same time,
He has a different structure, which makes it interesting, where we, are figuring out who we are still.
Thank God he's still in the 90s, because honestly, if he were in the later 2000s, I'd be freaking out with anxiety, because it's one of my favorite listens. And so, Gary, if you haven't tapped into Cradle to the Grave, get on it.
Yes. But he says a lot of the times there's certain movies, especially I'm still listening to the early 80s, that you just have to take the logic and just crumble it up and toss it aside. You can't go in with wanting logic, and I think these were some of those movies. You go in, you have fun, street trash. One of those movies, you go in, you have fun. It's not supposed to be logical. It's not, some movies are just there's a time and a place for them. And then there's a time and a place you throw something on, you just have a great time, and that's it.
Special place in my heart for the Troma movies, because they were always on USA Up All Night as well. Oh. So that was always fun. Cut to ribbons. Is
true. That is very true. Well, yeah.
All right. Do you want to do movies?
Yeah, let's do movies.
We just did it. Okay, you want to do books?
Actually, I can contribute to movies.
All right,
a little bit.
Let me hear it.
Because I saw a movie for the first time.
What'd you say?
I saw Smile 2.
Oh! Okay, what'd you think?
So I did just write a review for my own social media. For those who want to check it out, it's at Shannon von Bushman. I really didn't give anything away. So, if you want to read something spoiler free, however, if you want to give spoilers on here, I'm probably going to do that. So here is your chance to stop listening. Okay.
Spoiler wall. Spoiler wall.
So quick nutshell reflex. I really considered it less than, very
with
much
you?
so. Very much
I'm with
so.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
It worked better as a smaller.
Yes. Yeah. And I guess it just wasn't as exciting where, now we know the pattern of the entity. And we never moved forward with that. It was a very strong start. That opening one-shot sequence, cinematography, gorgeous.
Maybe the best start of a horror movie in 2024.
Yeah, I would chalk it up to that.
That was it
was, like I said, the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. They still utilize the upside down shots, which again, I know I said it. I'm I'm telling you, it's to turn the frown upside down. That's the logic between that cinematography, and I love it. But
I thought you were going to say it made you nauseous.
No, because it's a smooth transition. It's not to this. And flipping all around. No, it wasn't doing that. Smooth. It's fine. And the transition from scene to scene are seamless. It's so the angles and the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. So I don't want to take that away.
Highly well made film for sure.
Yes. And snap, I'm forgetting her name at the moment.
Naomi.
Scott.
Yep.
She was phenomenal.
Carries the entire movie. I mean, she's damn near in every scene.
She did exactly what she was, I think she did exactly what was asked of her. She actually sang. That's her singing. I'm almost
that
positive.
Makes sense. So she was in Aladdin and sang. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So she can sing, and that's genuinely her singing. So now she utilized just more than her acting. She has to sing. She had to do, even though it was kind of short, but she still had to learn a cinematography. Not a cinematography. I'm sorry.
Choreography.
Thank you. A choreography scene, which I thought was kind of cool.
She's a real triple threat.
Right? So I and she had to be high-induced, stressed out the whole time. Where I'm who the hell can beat Sosie Bacon doing that? She came damn near close.
Yep.
Now, with all that being said, I did view the entire movie as Jacob's Ladder.
Okay.
But to me, that ending did not deliver because it was repetitive.
Okay.
And it was predictable.
Okay, I enjoyed the ending just because of the stakes, the grandeur of the implications of what's going to happen now. I got a kick out of that.
Fair enough.
I did like that.
I just think like knowing she was a pop star, because they said that right in the very beginning. Like before I even saw a trailer, we're like, well, tell me it's gonna. Oh yeah, we're on spoiler territory. So yeah, tell me it's gonna happen on stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and now hundreds of thousands of people are gonna be infected. And I'm like, well, maybe they'll do something different and not do what I expect. No, no. So where the fuck do we go from here? Like, and I still don't know what the entity is. Like, we didn't move forward with that.
Do you want to know where you go from here? In my, 2-bit opinion, is now instead of going forward, you go backward to the origin of the disease.
Yeah,
more or less,
probably.
Which could be interesting. I feel like it probably feels like maybe it's a period-ish piece. Depending on where you want to land with it, could be interesting. The movie made money, so I feel like they're probably interested in keeping the franchise going. We'll see. Well, who knows how the hell these things work?
I'll still see it if it continues, but that's just my opinion on the second one. Like I said, I overall enjoyed it, but it's less than.
All right. Fair enough. All right. I love it when we both see new movies. All right, let me do books. So, okay, gang, movies, there's nothing. Look, there's probably going to be nothing until we get to Nosferatu. I don't know that for a fact. We could get something, indie popping up, and we'll certainly let you know. But it seems like we're in until Christmas Day release of Nosferatu. That's okay.
It's that weird time of year.
Streaming, nothing new has landed except for, this isn't horror, this is more serial killer comedy, which is based on a true story, is on Peacock. Kaylee Cuoco and Chris Messina, and it's fun, it's silly, and it's like a great binge watch. So over the holiday weekend, if you're looking for something to check out, you've got that. I do want to shout out Exuma on Shudder, which is Exuma, which is a South Korean film that I have not seen yet, but is got really good word of mouth. Okay. So that's waiting for you, and I'm going to also shamelessly plug Oddity. I know I say it weird, but you got to see this movie. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Let's go to books, and we just have two. We've got Ellen Datlow releases the best horror of the year. We're now up to volume 16. This collection is what it says. It is the best horror of the year. It always makes me happy when we get the new release, because this was like a staple for me back in the day when I was a teenager going to Barnes & Noble or Borders.
Okay.
This would always be there, and I would always pick it up and thumb through it and read like the shortest story in the collection. So it always warms my heart. And Ellen Datlow is just fucking, I don't know, galactic ninja superstar, awesome everything. So, if she's putting an anthology together, do yourself a favor and go check it out. So that released today, which is the 26th, from Nightshade, and good on you, Ellen Datlow. And I'm going to see if you want to come on the show in 2025.
What's up?
Then we have The Incubations by Ramsey Campbell. What a great title.
That is an awesome title.
I mean, that title, Ramsey Campbell, fucking nailing it right out of the gate. Because that's just like, what's this all about? That doesn't sound right. That sounds ominous. So
it does.
Let me give you a little summary. So we got Leo Parker stays in Alfred. I'm sorry. Let me learn how to read. Take two. Leo Parker's stay in Alfred seems idyllic, but after he leaves, the nightmares begin. An airport turns into a labyrinth. His own words become treacherous, if not lethal. And what are those creatures in the photographs he took? Even the therapy Leo undertakes becomes a source of menace. Perhaps Leo has roused an ancient Alpine legend. Even once he understands what he brought back, he attempts to overcome its influence. His attempts to overcome its influences may lead to greater nightmares still.
Ooh.
Okay.
That sounds even more ominous, but I'm intrigued.
And we got to talk just for a hot second about Ramsey Campbell. So Ramsey Campbell, back in the 80s, they were comparing him directly to Stephen King. Stephen King is the American answer to Ramsey Campbell, and Ramsey Campbell's the English, British equivalent of Stephen King. And he's just a world-renowned master of horror. To get a new novel from him, this is big. These are big stakes. This is something to be excited about. So that's why I wanted to put it on Gary's radar. This is going to be fun, and I really can't wait to check out the reviews to see how it lands. And I'm gonna buy that book. Real bad.
And I'm gonna get that book.
I'm gonna get that book. All right. So that's it for books.
And this is why we're broke.
Exactly.
We're buying all these books.
Future guest, if he'll come on, Adam Caesar, who is, I just always want to say Caesar, but Adam Caesar's Clown on a Cornfield has been made into a movie, and it's coming out May 9th, and I think that's fan-fucking-tastic.
That's awesome.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I follow Adam on Instagram. I listen to him on all the podcasts that he goes on. Seems like a genuinely nice fella. And Clown on a Cornfield. This seems like it's the beginning of a franchise, but I don't want to jinx anything. Okay. Shudder is releasing a Christmas-themed horror anthology called The Haunted Season. And guess what? That is premiering on December 1st. Oh, so
that's pretty soon.
I think I'm going to watch the hell out of that because I like Christmas scares.
I love Christmas scares.
All right, if you like Christmas scares, this is light on the scares, but it is heavy on the production and writing and the vibe. BBC, Mark Gatiss does the Ghost Story for Christmas. It's like it's a tradition in England. You get a ghost story for Christmas. Now, he does this for the BBC every year. They are on Amazon Prime. If you get Prime, they're free. You gotta watch these. They're so good. Again, are they scary with a capital S? No. Are they scary with like a little tiny little S? Sure. But they're so well made. They've got great actors in them. And you want a little bit of scary during the holiday season, right?
Of course. We're all still withdrawing from Halloween. So we're still no, we can make it, we can still make it spooky season. And it's so much easier now that everybody is aware of the whole lore of Krampus. And now you got all of us, we're like, well, there you go.
Oh, I love my Krampus. I
love it. I can't wait to watch that again.
Maybe we'll sneak in a Krampus. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. All right. Who doesn't like serial killers? Raise your hand if you like serial killers. There you go.
It's a weird. I feel weird kind of saying it that way.
Wait,
I'm
let
intrigued
me qualify
by
that.
Stories.
in books and movies, not next door.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I am interested in true crime, but it doesn't mean I like them.
No, serial killers are naughty.
Yes, yeah. I just think we need to be educated about them.
True. That is true.
But fictional stories, super fun.
All right, well, I got one for you. I've got John Krasinski and Matthew Rees. I want to say, Ryes. Rees or Rees?
I thought it was Rees.
Rees, you're right. It's Rees.
I don't know that for a fact. Don't listen to me.
Oh, let's go with it.
Okay.
John Krasinski and John Rees are starring in Silent River. It's going to be on Amazon Prime. Doesn't have a release date yet, but I don't know who is who. One is going to be a goodie. One is going to be a baddie, I think. Or maybe they're both goodies. Or both baddies. But serial killer is discovered in a small town and just changes the, if you discover a serial killer in your tiny little town, it's probably not going to be a great time. So we eagerly wait to see what kind of shenanigans ensue.
Yeah, we recently talked with Jonathan Jans about Summer of '84.
Oh yeah, baby.
I enjoyed the hell out of that. If it's anything like that.
Yeah, it's got. I'm excited. It's got a good vibe. Speak No Evil, which was just in theaters, is going to hit Peacock on December 6th, which is not that far away at all.
No, not at all.
Super duper. I think a week from,
it's like next week.
Yeah, it's a week from Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right, Shannon. This is great news and heartbreaking at the same time for me and you.
Oh.
Black Christmas, Bob Clark's Black Christmas, which we both agreed after watching it, we were like, this is like the best slasher and definitely the best Christmas horror movie ever in the history of ever.
Yeah.
It's getting a 4K re-release.
Yes.
That's the great, theatrical. They're going to put it in fucking movie theaters.
Yep.
The bad news, it's in Canada and mostly the West Coast.
I saw that. But we do have something to talk about over on our neck of the woods, but I'll let you finish first.
Okay, you got it. My best friend, and look, there's video proof of it, Harold Piranu, his show From was renewed for a 4th season. So I'm sure I'm going to get invited to the announcement party any second now. I mean, myself and Harold are very close.
He's going to spend the rest of his night just like swishing his drink and just staring at his email. Let me hit refresh.
Have not gotten the invite to Thanksgiving, but I'm sure it'll be here tomorrow.
I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. Sounds like a last minute guy.
This one is it Isabel May, who was in the Yellowstone prequels, Western prequels. I didn't watch them, but she was in them, and I'm sure that's fantastic. She joined Scream 7 as Sydney's daughter. The reason I bring this up is that it just seems like they're kind of foot on the gas with the Scream 7 installment. Seems like we got past the kerfuffle from earlier this year.
I like that word.
Yeah. It looks like they have a script and they're ready to shoot, and okay, so we'll see where they go with this. I know it wasn't the intended direction, but sometimes magical things happen when your back's against the wall and you got to think quick on your feet. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then the last bit, last bit of news I have is very exciting to everyone on the planet, and that is Noah Hawley's Alien Earth is going to be on FX this summer. So we do have a final release date. It's gonna land this summer, and that show, I'm calling it right now, is gonna be one of the best of 2025.
It's definitely gonna be up there. It's definitely highly anticipated. We can't wait. Can't wait to talk about it.
Noah Hawley's so fucking good. If you haven't watched every season of Fargo, Gary, then I'll call you after this and scream your stupid face.
I love how you're still going on this whole Gary bit.
Really enjoying it.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Who the fuck is Gary? Do they only have one listener?"
It's just gonna backfire. It's gonna backfire on me horribly when all of a sudden people are like, "Why don't you leave Gary alone, asshole?"
Right? I know. All of our Gary listeners will like start to cry.
Gonna give everybody a peek behind the curtain. Gary's not real.
Get out. You know what it is? What? You know what is real though? An event that's going to be over here on Long Island in Huntington, if you guys are familiar with the Cinema Arts Center, Sunday, December 8th. If y'all are familiar with the movie Sleepaway Camp,
boy, am I.
You can watch that on the big screen. And guess what, Sean?
What?
That's not all.
What?
You and Gary should go because would you like to meet Felissa Rose in person?
Are you reading my dream journal? Have you broken into my house and read my dream journal? Because the answer to that is always yes.
Yeah, so she's going to be there. That's what's super exciting. Again, Cinema Arts Center in Huntington, Long Island, New York, December 8th. This is can I please give you the lineup though for this day? Because this one specifically is at 4:00. But
yes, please,
if for whatever reason you want to spend all day at Cinema Arts Center on December 8th, Sunday,
I do.
You can see The Muppets Christmas Carol at 12 p.m. You can see A Tale of Two Cities at 2 p.m.
I might go get lunch during that one, but okay.
Then the main event is 4 p.m. Sleepaway Camp.
I mean, all right.
They're very close in genre.
I love it. Tale of Two Cities straight into, hey, is that a dick? All right. All right. Two things. Actually, three things.
Mm-hmm.
First being Tommy Sparrow has created, sorry, Tommy, but wait, take two. Tommy's screaming right now. He's like, it's a long E. It's Spiro. Tommy Spiro. Tommy, I'll get it eventually. Third time's a charm. I'll mess it up one more time, and then I promise you I'll get it going forward.
Just blame it on Gary. It's Gary's fault.
It's fucking Gary's fault. You know what's going to happen, though? This isn't fucking funny anymore, Shannon, because this is going to be like the dark half where you and I manifest Gary into existence, and then he kills us.
Well, you know what I keep picturing? I keep picturing this in SpongeBob. I keep picturing his pet snail.
Well,
hi, Gary.
Then I'm not going to be that scared if we manifest Gary. I'm not going to be all that concerned about getting murdered just yet. All right. So, Tommy Spiro's created a one-of-a-kind, incredible piece of artwork to support Sleepaway Camp and Felissa Rose. I cannot wait to see it. You can purchase tickets that include purchase of the poster as well.
Yes.
I highly recommend that. This poster is going to sell out like gangbusters.
Yes.
That's item number one. Item number two is embarrassing for me, and by proxy is going to become insanely embarrassing for you that day, because I have a massive crush on Felissa Rose.
Oh.
Can you blame me?
I know. I mean, is your wife coming though?
No. Tommy DM me. He's like, your wife coming? I was like, I would need to pay Jen to go see Sleepaway Camp.
And I'm spending all my money on books.
My wife supports me in all of my eccentricities and hobbies and everything, but she is not a horror fan.
So you're not going to subject her to that.
No. So, slow your roll, Sean. So anyway, no, she will not be there, but I don't think that Jen, she would support me in my crush of Felissa Rose. I don't think I get in trouble. That is a lie. I would totally get in trouble, but I'm going with it anyway. And the third thing I wanted to point out was that Cinema Arts Center, they have their Scream Society, and we want to support them because I think it's the coolest thing in the world. They just started it a couple of months ago, and it is specifically geared toward the horror genre, and they put on great retro and roadhouse horror movies damn near every month, if not every month, damn near every month. I mean, that's just fantastic. So applause. Cinema Arts Center, you're doing it right.
Yeah, and some listeners or Garys or sinners or whatever we are now. If you want to come meet myself and Sean, we will be there. By the way.
Hells yeah. We won't be there.
We're not just talking shit about it, actually. We're going to be there.
It is the day after my birthday. It is the present that I'm giving to myself. And I cannot wait. It's going to be such a
oh my God, I'm getting you a stuffed Gary.
Oh, please get me a stuffed Gary. That would make me so happy. And then when we're talking shit about Gary, I'll just hold him up.
Just hold him up. Oh my God, it's going to be the new it's not sponsor. What do you call it?
Are you having a stroke now?
Yes, I am. I'm too excited about meeting Felissa Rose, okay?
Well, I'm also incredibly excited about seeing Tommy again.
Yes.
Podcast heartthrob himself, Tommy Spiro, is going to be there, so I can't wait for that.
This is true. Yeah, and his art is amazing. You guys should go check it out.
I'm on my third piece. No, sorry, I'm on my fourth piece. I bought 4 Tommy Spiro originals, and I can guarantee you it is not over.
This is just the beginning.
So you know what? When you're going to do, Shannon, just make it easy for Gary. I'm going to put Cinema Arts Center. I'm going to put it in the show notes because this will post on Friday, and that's on a whole another week away. So no time travel needed. Bowman and Butcher is going to be in the show notes. Cinema Art Center will be in the show notes. And yeah, just click on it. Check out Tommy's artwork. Check out the December 8th Sleepaway Camp. By the way, I can't wait to see this fucking movie on the big screen again.
I know. I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to see it on the big screen. I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. All right, it's time for my date with my wife. I'm going on a date.
And Joe.
Take us out here, Shannon.
All right. That's a cut.
All right. See you guys next week. Hey, everybody. Just a little postscript. Listen to our podcast as you're laying on the couch trying to digest all that tryptophan. And I hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Time travel.
Happy Thanksgiving. Come on. Hey there. You just finished the latest episode of Blood, Guts, and Papercuts. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. We honestly do this for you, and we appreciate your time. I hope we entertained you. If we did, can we ask a huge favor? Would you be kind enough to go to iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, rate and review us? It's how we get our tiny little horror name out there and get our silly face in front of everyone and our silly little voices in everyone's ears. But we do it from a place of love, and we would really appreciate your support in doing this. You can follow us also on YouTube at Blood, Guts, and Papercuts Podcast, and on Instagram and Threads and Blue Sky. And you can find us there at SeanOC32. That's at SeanOC32. We really appreciate your time. Like I said, I hope you were entertained. Can't wait to see you back here in a day or two. Take care.